If you own an R-vee, this might hit hard. Dealers are sitting on millions in unsold rigs they have to move before 2026, and prices are collapsing. Some models have dropped over $40,000 in just months. That means opportunity for buyers, but danger for owners whose values are evaporating fast. This isn't hype, it's the start of a major correction. Before you trade, buy, or sell, you need to know the 18 R-vees dealers are desperate to unload before 2026. Thor Axis, 25.7. A compact motorhome once admired now burdens dealers with losses. Rows of Thor Axis 25.7 units, once prized for blending motorhome comfort with van agility, are now sitting untouched. Dealers describe them as inventory on life support. The original retail price hovered near $151,000, yet current ads show markdowns below $118,000. That $33,000 gap is not generosity, it is survival math. The Axis rides on the Ford E-Series chassis, a design that faces stricter emission standards by 2025. Every unsold coach built under the older certification loses value the moment those rules take effect. Holding them costs dealers floor plan interest that can exceed $1,300 per month per unit. Multiply that by dozens of rigs, and profit turns negative fast. And that crunch is only the opening chord, because the next model shows what happens when a full-size motorhome meets the same pressure. Winnebago Adventurer, 34W, luxury once defined it, but now it defines dealership stagnation. Dealers describe it now as too much coach for a tightening credit market. During the boom, buyers financed them at sticker prices around $242,000. Today, identical units are advertised at $198,000. That $44,000 swing is not a discount, it is a distress signal. Inventory reports show some dealerships holding these rigs for more than 120 days. Each month, floor plan interest drains roughly $1,700 per unit. Multiply that by a row of 10, and profit disappears faster than interest rates climb. The Adventurer's size and gas engine make it vulnerable to every spike in fuel cost. Owners love the space, but the resale chart tells the truth. Values down 21% since last winter. For buyers, timing decides everything. Wait too long, and updated interiors erase current bargains. Move too soon, and depreciation catches you on day one. The next motorhome proves that even lightweight towables are now feeling the same financial gravity pulling these giants down. Before we move on, if you're finding value in seeing which R-vees are being forced off dealer lots before 2026, make sure to like this video and subscribe. It helps us keep tracking real numbers the industry won't share. Jayco White Hawk 27RK, once a family favorite, it now whispers silence across lots. Dealers once called it a perfect blend of weight and comfort. Now, those same dealers call it a slow bleed. The original sticker hovered near $53,000, yet current asking prices hover just above $38,000. That $15,000 drop tells the entire story of an industry racing to clear outdated inventory. The reason hides in Jayco's production calendar. The 2025 refresh adds a new composite floor system and upgraded smart control wiring. Every older model on the lot immediately lost appeal. Floor plan logs show some dealerships carrying the same White Hawks for over 90 days, each one costing roughly $900 in monthly interest and insurance. But if outdated construction hurts travel trailers, what happens when heavy towables face the same fate? Keystone Cougar, half-ton, 29 BHS. Dependable before, today it idles while dealers count carrying costs. Once a dependable midweight legend, it now carries a silent burden. Too much inventory chasing too few qualified buyers. During the peak demand years, this unit commanded around $57,000. Today, many are listed near $48,000, and incentives slice another $5,000 off the top. Interest rate fatigue is the unseen villain. Families financing through dealer programs at rates above 9% have backed out in record numbers. Each unsold Cougar costs dealers nearly $800 a month in interest and storage. The longer they sit, the more every margin evaporates. Still, the floor plan remains excellent. Double bunks, outdoor kitchen, solid build, but depreciation does not care about design. It moves like gravity. Once new models arrive with upgraded solar packages and lighter frames, these 2024s will tumble further. Dealers know it, and that is why discounts feel desperate, not generous. And desperation becomes a pattern because the next Forest River model shows how even reputation can collapse under identical pressure. Forest River Flagstaff Classic 826 MBR. Its shine remains, but time and finance have dulled confidence. Now, it stands as a warning about timing. Dealers nationwide are under orders to thin inventories before the new emission-certified generator systems launch next year. That shift turns every unsold 826 MBR into an aging liability overnight. At the start of this year, the average retail price circled $64,000. Current listings reveal markdowns landing near $47,000, with factory incentives stacking another $3,000 in bonus cash. For a dealer, each month of delay drains roughly $1,100 in finance and storage fees. Multiply that by a yard full of unsold trailers, and profit bleeds faster than interest compounds. And that pain spreads quickly as the next lightweight Coachman model proves how efficiency can also become an anchor. Coachman Apex Ultralight 245 BHS. Lightweight in build, yet heavy on dealers struggling with debt. The Coachman Apex Ultralight 245 BHS, once a steady weekend seller, now sits under banners reading Dealer Reduction Event. This lightweight line boomed during the pandemic rush. Production kept rising even after demand fell. Now dealers are paying the price for that optimism. At its launch, the sticker hovered near $44,000. Current listings show numbers dipping to $31,000, and incentives carve even deeper. That loss is not marketing, it is margin surrender. Every unsold Apex drains roughly $900 per month in storage and insurance. For smaller lots, that burden adds up faster than new leads arrive. The trailer itself remains solid. Fiberglass skin, outdoor kitchen, family bunks, but value collapses when supply outpaces appetite. Even extended warranty offers cannot disguise a shrinking resale curve already down 26% year over year. Dealers call it correction. Buyers call it opportunity. Yet opportunity can flip to risk as the next Entegra model reveals what happens when inventory pressure meets luxury pricing. Entegra Odyssey 29 by. Prestige fades quickly when inventory piles higher than buyer demand. Dealers once treated it as a showroom centerpiece, confident its luxury trim and dependable Ford chassis would keep buyers lined up. Instead, the post-pandemic slowdown turned those lots into parking fields of unclaimed Class C motorhomes. The numbers tell the truth. Average list prices near $105,000 have fallen to around $78,000, erasing nearly $27,000 in margin within a single year. Each unsold Odyssey costs roughly $1,200 a month in interest, insurance, and upkeep. Multiply that by 20 units, and even large retailers feel the financial drag. Customers love the Entegra build quality, quiet cabins, sleek interiors, but the resale market no longer rewards refinement. Depreciation hit 24% in the last 4 quarters, and trade-in offers keep sliding. Dealers describe it simply: too much stock, too few qualified buyers. Their response is predictable: aggressive markdowns that feel urgent, not generous. And urgency only deepens ahead, because the next grand design entry shows what happens when confidence collides with changing technology. Grand design. Imagine 2600 R-vee. Innovation slowed, and now this model mirrors the market's fatigue. Yet balance has tilted sharply against it. Dealers report inventory numbers higher than at any point since 2021. Those glossy units that once moved within 2 weeks now sit untouched for more than 90 days. Average listing prices have fallen from $48,000 to just under $39,000, a drop that wipes away nearly 20% of sticker value before a single mile is logged. The reason is simple but costly. Grand Design's upcoming refresh adds integrated solar charging, Wi-Fi energy monitoring, and lighter composite flooring. That announcement froze interest in older stock overnight. Each imagines hitting unsold costs dealers close to $800 monthly in interest and insurance, pushing them to mark down aggressively. Owners still praise the roomy bath layout and strong insulation, yet market timing overrules design. Depreciation moves faster than comfort can keep up, and that speed of decline only grows sharper as the next Tiffen entry reveals what happens when luxury pricing meets shrinking patience. Tiffen Wayfairer 25RW. Once refined adventure, it now symbolizes overstock and silent worry. For years, it represented the sweet spot: Mercedes power, handcrafted cabinetry, and prestige without excess length. But today, that confidence is eroding fast. Dealers who once fought for allocations are now drowning in leftover stock overstock. The numbers prove it. Listings that opened at $194,000 have dropped to roughly $159,000, cutting margins by more $35,000 in less than 12 months. Each unsold Wayfarer drains about $1,300 per month in interest and maintenance. Multiply that by 10 units, and a dealer's profit plan dissolves. The culprit is not quality, it is timing. A new diesel emission system and revised interior package debut next spring, turning current models into outdated luxury overnight. Buyers sense it, lenders sense it, and that awareness drives markdowns deeper every week. The Wayfarer remains a masterpiece to drive, yet resale charts show steady decline. Decline is becoming the industry's new rhythm, and the next Dutchman model reveals how even value brands are dancing to the same tune. Dutchman Kodiak Ultra Light 283 BHSL, a family trailer shining bright, shadowed by market oversupply's weight. The graphics shine, the brochures promise strength without weight, and dealers line them up as family favorites. But step behind the numbers and the optimism fades. Production exceeded demand by nearly 30% this year, and the result is a nationwide backlog of unsold stock. Units once listed near $48,000 now appear for $34,000. And rebates drive that even lower. The losses are compounded by warranty labor shortages that delay repairs and erode buyer confidence. Dealers paying nearly $800 per month in interest for each sitting trailer have no choice but to cut prices below cost just to reset their books. On paper, the Kodiak still delivers a functional bunk layout, strong insulation, reliable frame, but resale has collapsed by 29% year over year. Bargains look tempting, yet the depreciation wave moves faster than savings can protect. And when depreciation becomes routine, the next Alliance model shows how even ambitious newcomers can stumble under the same pressure. If you've made it this far, you already know how fast this market is changing. Subscribe now so you never miss the next data-backed update on which R-vees are falling, which are safe, and when to strike. Alliance Avenue 32 RLS. Momentum once unstoppable, now replaced by dealer hesitation and markdowns. For a time, it worked. The Alliance Avenue 32 RLS became a breakout success, praised for its residential finish and quiet suspension. But success can become heavy when production outruns patience. Dealers now report inventory levels nearly 90 days higher than last summer, and markdowns are arriving faster than shipments. The sticker once read $89,000. Current sale boards show prices dipping into the high 60s, and some smaller outlets are trimming another $5,000 just to keep units moving. Each unsold avenue costs about $1,000 a month in floor plan interest, storage, and insurance. Those costs crush margin long before any buyer steps on the lot. Owners still enjoy the open living layout and solid insulation, yet resale values slipped 23% in 12 months. The pattern is undeniable. Too much supply, not enough urgency from buyers. That imbalance will sharpen even further because the next Forest River model proves what happens when fuel costs start steering the entire market. Forest River Sandpiper 3660 MB. Massive and majestic, yet immovable under the pressure of cost. Yet that very scale has turned it into a financial weight for dealers nationwide. Once a symbol of luxury living on wheels, it now represents what happens when consumer priorities shift faster than fuel prices. At the beginning of this season, retail hovered near $89,000. Current listings show markdowns landing closer to $58,000, a plunge exceeding $31,000 in less than a year. Dealers admit that just towing one of these giants across the lot burns more fuel than an average compact car uses in a week. Rising diesel costs and shrinking buyer confidence have combined into a perfect storm of hesitation. Each unsold Sandpiper carries more than $1,200 in monthly floor plan expense. Multiply that by dozens, and red ink spreads quickly. The trailers themselves remain beautiful, spacious interiors, strong insulation, but depreciation ignores craftsmanship. And that indifference only deepens because the next Jayco model reveals how design upgrades can instantly turn existing stock into stranded assets. Jayco Redhawk 31F, built for freedom. It now waits for buyers who vanished. But in the current market, that that middle ground has become quicksand. Dealers who stocked up during the mid-pandemic boom are now sitting on rows of unsold units, and every passing month tightens the financial grip. At launch, the Redhawk carried an average retail near $132,000. Current advertisements show prices hovering around $104,000, with deeper cuts still ahead. That $28,000 gap is not an opportunity, it is a warning. Inventory reports reveal that some dealerships have held these Class C motorhomes for over 132 days. Each one drains about $1,100 in floor plan costs every month, turning profit projections into losses before the next buyer even walks through the door. The design remains solid: bunks, storage, reliability, but timing defines value now. The refreshed 2025 Redhawk brings a redesigned interior and new safety tech that make today's models feel instantly dated, and that sense of obsolescence is spreading fast, as the next Newmar entry shows what happens when prestige itself begins losing power. Newmar Bay Star Sport 3004. Prestige endures, but shrinking margins make loyalty harder to sustain. Built under the same banner as high-end diesel coaches, it carried the promise of luxury on a gas chassis. But that promise now faces an uncomfortable truth. Buyers have shifted their loyalty, and dealers are holding the bill. The Bay Star Sport entered the market at roughly $195,000. Today, many listings hover just below $150,000, reflecting a $45,000 collapse that no incentive can disguise. Rising fuel prices and the perception that gas Class A rigs are outdated tech have squeezed demand to record lows. Dealers report these units sitting for more than 110 days, each costing over $1,300 monthly in floor plan interest and insurance. Still, craftsmanship remains unmistakable. Solid cabinetry, smooth suspension, polished fit. But craftsmanship cannot compete with market cycles. When customers can finance a discounted diesel for a similar monthly payment, the Bay Star Sport simply cannot win that math. That same math keeps tightening, as the next Fleetwood model proves even tradition is not immune to the downswing. Fleetwood Bounder, 35K. History's most trusted name now trembles beneath economic reality's weight. For decades, it defined the modern gas-powered motorhome, comfortable, familiar, and built with a loyal audience in mind. But in 2025, even legacy cannot outrun economics. Dealers across multiple states report the Bounder as one of their slowest-moving Class A units. Originally listed around $232,000, many dealers are now advertising the same coaches near $178,000. That $54,000 slide represents a desperate attempt to stay ahead of rising finance costs and new emission standards set to roll out next year. Every Bounder held in inventory accrues roughly $1,400 per month in floor plan interest, erasing profit before the next trade show opens its doors. Despite its heritage, spacious dual-slide layout, residential comfort, proven chassis, buyers have migrated toward lighter diesel options, promising better mileage. The Bounder remains dependable, yet dependability does not offset depreciation. Dealers call it a legend caught in transition, and that transition only grows sharper as the next Keystone model shows what happens when even innovation cannot outrun change. Keystone Montana High Country 331RL. Legacy meets slowdown as demand fades faster than incentives rise. It promised comfort without pretense, luxury without shouting, but even quiet prestige cannot mute the sound of a market correction. Dealers now face a flood of these rigs aging past their profitability window. When new, the High Country sold near $83,000. Current listings show markdowns approaching $63,000, a drop of $20,000 that reflects more than discounting. It signals urgency. Each month on the lot adds roughly $1,100 in carrying costs. Dealers know that holding these through winter means losing more than they could ever earn in spring. The reason is structural. The 2025 model introduces all composite sidewalls and upgraded solar integration, features that instantly devalue the current generation. Shoppers waiting for the refresh have frozen demand across multiple regions. The Montana High Country remains refined, but refinement cannot fight depreciation. And that depreciation reaches its sharpest edge next, where a once dominant Thor model faces the full weight of oversupply. Thor Four Winds 28Z, once everywhere, now overlooked as affordability turns into burden. Rows of identical Class C coaches now line dealership fences, gleaming under banners that read, "Priced to move." But movement has slowed to a crawl. What was once a flagship of affordability is now a test case in saturation. During its launch cycle, the Four Winds averaged a retail price near $142,000. As of this quarter, most are advertised at roughly $104,000, representing nearly $38,000 erased from paper value in less than a year. Dealers estimate that every unsold coach costs around $1,200 each month in interest and insurance. With inventories exceeding 40 days, margins have evaporated. Fuel prices and tighter lending standards have reduced the buyer pool, while newer models featuring upgraded interiors and lighter chassis draw away the few who remain. The Four Winds still delivers comfort, but comfort cannot outrun debt, and that financial weight sets the stage for our final entry, a premium motorhome whose fall defines the limits of the luxury market itself. Winnebago View 24D. Luxury's quiet symbol now echoes through lots heavy with debt. Its sleek Mercedes-Benz chassis, clean lines, and efficiency made it the dream of full-timers and downsizers alike. But now, the View stands as the final symbol of oversupply colliding with high finance costs. Dealers who once celebrated back orders are now sitting on inventory stretching beyond 90 days. Original list prices hovered near $173,000. Today, many units post at $148,000, and buyers still hesitate. That $25,000 haircut represents a correction that even Winnebago's reputation cannot cushion. Interest rates above 7% and shrinking discretionary budgets have frozen the very audience this model depends on. Each unsold View costs roughly $1,400 a month in carrying fees, eroding dealer profit before the first test drive. Owners still praise its craftsmanship, but depreciation does not respect loyalty. It measures time, not emotion. The RV market's shifting fast. Don't get caught off guard. Comment below which model you think will hold value through 2026 and share any deals you've seen. If this breakdown helped, hit like so we keep exposing the real numbers dealers hide. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Smart buyers stay informed, not surprised.